Let's meet the starting lineup for Vancouver. At center, Christian Ward. At power forward, number 3. At the other forward position, Brendan Malone. At shooting guard, Malik Johnson. At the other guard position, Terry Ross. Let's meet your home team. At the point, at 6'3", number 7. Number 7. The other guard. At 6'3", number 17. Team number 17. Man in the middle. 6 feet 10 inches. Number 15, Walt Bennett. At the power forward position, standing 6'8", number 34, Ross Gaines. The other forward, standing 6'5", number 19, Aaron Banks.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Let's check out Vancouver's starting lineup. We've got Flash. Johnson is out there with Big Smooth. Then it's Malone, and it's Ward in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. We've got Bennett. Prodigy is out there with Easy Breezy. Then there's Flash, and it's B in at the 1. And even as early as it is in the season, Doris, we've got some surprising teams off to great starts.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, the real challenge isn't getting off to that tremendous start. It's about making sure you're playing the right way and that you continue to build on that momentum. Because here's the quick thing you need to know. It's all about habits and building the right habits as you march toward the future, regardless of the time of year.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Now, Ross. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Vancouver shooting their first free throws of the game.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
And he makes the first. Mr. Clutch, he's checked in for B. And both free throws good for Ross. Here's Mr. Clutch. Pass to Banks. Here's Mr. Clutch out to the right wing.
Vancouver foul call. Ward. First personal foul, first team foul. At the line for your home team, Bennett. Taking
That free throw good from Bennett. Davis is checked in for Ward. Both good from the line that time. And so it's Ross. He brings it up for Vancouver.
Yeah, and last year it didn't matter whether it was on the home or on the road. They failed to take a game from either of the two meetings.
You know, they may have lost some confidence coming off those losses last year. They know their roster is similarly talented. You wonder if that provides extra motivation in this matchup this season.
Here's Banks. After Vancouver picking up a basket just moments ago. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Clock at 4. Here is Gaines. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
The ball goes to Vancouver.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Johnson surveying the floor. From deep, Malone hits the three-point bomb.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Pass to Flash. Here's Mr. Clutch. Here's Flash. Clock at 6. To the middle. Here's Banks. Lays it up and banks it in.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rag. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Now, here's Johnson. Over Banks. And there's Vancouver with another bucket. Last outing for Vancouver, it was a loss to Las Vegas.
A long and tiring game, made worse, obviously, by the fact they ended up in the second overtime falling short, which can be a real morale killer.
Vancouver leading by 3. Malone kicks to Johnson. Pass to Ross. Back to Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Davis. The rebound by Bennett. Gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Banks. Puts up a 3. The offensive rebound. There's the pick. Launches it. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Johnson dishes to Ross. Loads it up for Davis, and it's Davis finishing it off.
He pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. Outside Banks, out to the right wing. Pass to Gaines, fires the 3, sinks the three-pointer.
Such a boost to this offense when this guy can knock down uncontested threes.
Now here's Johnson. Last game he had 13. Inside. And stolen by Bennett. Pass to Mr. Clutch. And Shake and Bake picks up a foul. That's his first foul. The Wizards checked in for Flash. And Vancouver also making a switch. Mavericks checked in for Flash. Here's Trent. Right side Banks. Fires it up. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Johnson against Banks. Johnson outside. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside. Banks passes to Trent. Here's
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's covered by Malone. Here's Gaines. From outside, off the mark. For Vancouver, they've gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Johnson outside. Lets it go from the wing. And Mr. Clutch pulls it down. Down low, here's Banks. Vancouver pulls it in. Ross kicks to Johnson. Back to Ross. Davis setting the pick for Ross.
2 minutes.
Pass to Davis. Just 5 on the clock. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Defensive foul.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Flash is checked in for Vancouver. Edwards comes in for Johnson.
Davis.
56% in this first quarter. An outstanding start for this offense. Pass to Mr. Clutch. There's a screen. The tray. It's hauled in by Edwards. For Vancouver, they've gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Malone against Trent. Malone in the post. Here's Flash. 5 on the clock. And again, it's Vancouver missing. Pass to Gaines. Here's Keels. Guarded by Malone. Here's Flash. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Listen, everyone knows what kind of shooter this guy is. Just his presence on the floor creates space.
Outside Edwards. Here's Davis. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but true contact. He'll head to the line.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. Then it's checked in for the Prodigy. Ross is checked in for Vancouver. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
You can tell that miss at the line might stick with him for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Trent. Here's Keel. Pass to Trent. Here's Mr. Clutch. No good with the layup. Over in the corner, Edwards. Seconds left to play in the first quarter. Fade away. That shot is off.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball. Don't try a fade away when nobody's guarding you.
We're at the end of the first, Clark, in a close game so far. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. Guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
Flash out there with the Wizard. And there's Smooth. And there's Bennett. And it's Mr. Clutch in at the 3 slot. And for Vancouver, Maverick out there with Davis. Then it's Big Smooth. And there's Flash. And it's Edwards in at the 2 spot. Here's Keel. He has yet to score. Here's Flash. He's guarded by Ross. And Davis sends it back. Edwards against Trent. Taken away. To the inside. Ross with the steal. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Good on the 3-point shot.
Boy, nice stroke from downtown. Got it off just before the defense could react. That's his specialty.
And the foul on Big Smooth. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First
And
team
now
foul.
let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing. When to rise up and swat that one away.
Here's Keel. Trent outside. Flash passes to Trent. Shot clock at 6. To the paint. And the shot is good. The Vancouver lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Flash.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the
Vancouver
aggressiveness.
timeout call.
It'll be Vancouver with their first timeout of the game here. Defenders. As a hard-nosed defender yourself, I'm sure you like that change.
Oh, I do. I mean, we all love the intensity of playoff basketball. So why not bring a certain level of physicality to the regular season?
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Ross on the wing. He has 7. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp. I think 47%, pretty solid. Here's Flash. He's guarded by Ross. Heels, misses. And so it's Ross. He brings it up for Vancouver. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Trent against Edwards. Jacks up a 3. It's in. It's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Wow, you don't see him left alone very often. And, of course, he makes good use of it.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And Davis throws it down.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Here's Flash. 8 points for him. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
A nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the buckets.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Banks checked in for the Wizard. Ward, he's checked in for Vancouver. Johnson comes in for Ross.
17. Shooting 1.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. For Vancouver, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Johnson outside. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Shooting for Vancouver. Johnson.
First free throw is good. The Wizard, he's checked in for Flash. So Johnson hits 2 of them. Hitting at 50% in a decent groove. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And Bennett throws it down.
Taking back the lead once more. Give these teams credit. Man, they are battling.
Neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
And stolen by Banks. Out the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Defensive foul.
Yeah, what a nice play. Just a coast-to-coaster by himself off of that steal.
Third team foul.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Banks. One shot.
Free throw off from Banks. Vancouver trails by 3. Pass to Batista. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
What a play there. The hoop plus the arm.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
At the line for Vancouver, Batista. One shot.
On the free throw, no good. Gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Pass to Bennett, and it's Trent in the corner. Now here's Banks from deep. Rebounded by Ward. And here's Edwards. Back to Johnson. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Ward. Vancouver needs to get off a shot here. Johnson's shot is off. Johnson's gone 2 of 5 from the floor. Edwards against Banks. Lets the 3 fly. And basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
Johnson against Trent. Teardrop shot, and the shot is good from Johnson. Johnson's got 8 points. Gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the full team. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys.
It's time for Dance Cam. If you see yourself on the big screen, then you know what to do. Show us your moves.
And Vancouver with some changes. Flash is checked in for Maverick. Malone comes in for Davis. And it's Ross in for Edwards. Flash passes to Bennett. Pass to Flash from downtown. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
And here is Ross. 9 points in the game so far. Johnson with it. Malone sets the pick for Johnson. Another miss by Johnson. Gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They like to keep up that nice pace. Pass to B. Bennett kicks to Banks. Six on the shot clock. Fires for 3. No basket. That's his 5th miss in 11 attempts from the floor. Ross with it. Last game we saw him score 32.
Another foul will give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
The Wizard is checked in for Flash. For Vancouver, they have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8. And that one misses. Being one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Trent with it, picked up by Malone. Here's Banks. And it's Malone with the rebound. Pass to Ross. They set the pick. Takes the 3. That's no good, but just his first miss in 5 shots. In the second quarter has been superb. 58% from the field. Trent passes to Banks. Back to Trent. Pass to Gaines. Fires away from outside. Johnson with the rebound. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Vancouver. They trail by 3. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Now Ross, 11 points in the game. Shoots over Banks. Ross, that's good. Ross has got 9 points now in the quarter. Now here's Banks. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Up by 1. Step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
Taking a look here now at Vancouver. It's been a painful start for them, 0-2. I know the season's young, but they're probably feeling a little desperate for that first win.
Yeah, if you include the offseason, they've had the hot hand from deep. So I'm giving these guys the green light. Keep riding the perimeter game until they take it away.
They sure made it look easy. That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game, Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, Flash has been exceptional here, guys.
Something has kicked him into gear tonight as he has done work on the offensive end.
Boy, he's been aggressive looking for his shot. Remarkable effort on the offensive end in that first half.
Vancouver shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. We've got Mr. Clutch. Prodigy is out there with Bennett. Then there's B, and it's Banks in at the 2-guard spot. That's Chris Finch's 5 as we get into the second half. 6 to shoot. Ross for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
3 points.
Ross has got 16 points. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Back to Banks. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Here's B. Three-pointer on the way. And it's Malone with the rebound. Now, here's Johnson. Back to Malone. That one falls, coming off the Johnson feed. And now a 5-point Vancouver lead. Banks kicks it to Gaines. Back to Banks. And taken away by Johnson. Pass to Ward. Here's the 3. No good that time. Banks against Malone. Banks passes to B. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. B's got his first basket of the night. Vancouver leading by 3. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. No good from Ross.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
Pass to B. Vancouver pulls it in. Here's Johnson. He's got 8.
Team foul.
Let's pause to take a look at the teams that really made their opposing teams earn their points a season ago.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
He'll take his third and fourth free throw shots of the game right here. And the first one drops. Flash is checked in for Mr. Clutch. He's off on the second. Gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And he's going up for the alley-oop. To the inside. Flash. And he goes in for the dunk.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Johnson down low. Rebound by Gaines. Gaines has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
And here is Ross. 16 points for him. Pass to Ward. Johnson with it. Shot clock at 5. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Johnson's got the lead up to 8 now for Vancouver. Flash passes to B. Malone against Banks. It's good from about 19 feet. Banks has got 16 points. Vancouver leading by 6. Now a timeout call by Vancouver. Checked in for Ross, and it's Edwards in for Johnson. And Vancouver with the possession here. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Now Edwards. Still yet to score. 5 to shoot. outside, Malone. And again, it's Vancouver missing. Gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Pass to Trent. Here's Flash. 14 points for him. To the middle. Here's Bennett. To the right side. Here's Flash. Buries the long-range jumper. He's got 17.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
Malone, a screen on Trent. Pass to Flash. Back to Edwards. Here's Batista. Takes a three. And no good. Here's Flash. He's got 17. Now Gaines. Flash passes to Trent. Here's Flash. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Pass to Malone. Here's Flash. Ring shot on the way. Rebound by Gaines. Gaines has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Trent kicks it to Gaines.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Back to Trent. Bennett the pass to Flash. He nails it, and we're tied up. Flash has got 20.
Boy, picking up where he left off. His second from distance this half, 5 overall.
And here's Malone. He'll bring it up for Vancouver. Here's the screen. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock.
Timeout.
Malone's got 8 points. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about.
And now, your dance team.
And Vancouver with some changes. Davis comes in for Ward. And it's Ross in for Flash. And so here's the home team. A 2-point game. 1:27 left to play here in the third. Here's Keels. And he banks in the layup. Keels got his first points of the game.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Here's Edwards. And that one's on target from the wing. And Vancouver leads by 2.
This guy plays with such confidence and ability to score in a variety of ways. Nice.
B the pass to Keel. Here's Mr. Clutch. Edwards defending. Here's B, and it's blocked.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Fires at the elbow. Batista misses. Gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Pass to Mr. Clutch. For the lead. Offensive rebound. Now Trent. Here's Mr. Clutch. Here's B. Drops one in from the wing.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Edwards from deep 3-point territory. And we wrap up the third and looking to be an exciting fourth quarter. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice. tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And Vancouver, who they've got. Johnson is out there with Big Smooth. Then there's Edwards. And there's Maverick. And it's Davis at center.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Wash, that's good. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Now, here's Trent. Here's B. It's hauled in by Edwards. Ross with it. Bennett's there. Davis with a screen on Trent. Here's Johnson. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Trent passes to B. Off target from three-point range.
I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Down low, here's Batista. Oh, that's blocked. And they'll keep possession. Davis setting the pick for Ross. And it's off from three-point range. Now, here's Trent. Defense right on him. The quick look, no good that time. Vancouver leading by 3. Edwards kicks to Johnson. From beyond the arc, that's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
Puts one in the eye of the defense. First triple of the evening.
And he drives in, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Number 7.
And he can't get the first one. Banks checked in for Bennett. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Here's Vancouver with the ball. They've got an 8-0 run.
Oh, dynamic two-hand jam.
And right in the face of the defender. And
Timeout,
we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Sideline reporter David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, guys, here's what Chris Finch went over with his guys during the break. Now, he talked about keeping confidence. He said, this game is close, but we know we're the better team. Now it's time to go out there and prove it. We'll see if they can come back in this one, guys.
Thank you, David. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Outside Banks. Shot to stop the run. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. And so it's Ross. He brings it up for Vancouver. 6-point lead. Back to Edwards. Lots of room. B pulls it in.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. throws.
Third personal foul, second
Yeah,
team
good job
foul.
to take it right at the D.
At the line for
And a
your
look at
home
how the
team,
offensive approach has been going here so far for Vancouver.
2 shots.
The mid-range game has been there for them all game long, and that old-school approach still getting it done in this one.
I think one of the things that also strikes me is their activity forcing turnovers, coming up with steals. It has really shaped the tenor of this game.
First one falls for him. Ward, he's checked in for Vancouver. Malone comes in for Edwards. And he makes both free throws.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
Now here's Johnson. Pass to Ross. Back to Johnson. And Shakenvig picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
He's really taking care of the ball. That's just his first turnover of the night.
And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
And that is a huge block. Given how close this game is, a stop like that was right on point.
Gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Pass to B. Launches a 3. Vancouver pulls it in.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he is definitely holding back a little bit, and he has to step his game up right now.
Back to Ross. Goes up from the top of the key. And so it looks like Vancouver will retain possession here. Flash is checked in for Mr. Clutch. And Vancouver also making a switch. Flash is checked in for Maverick. On defense, the home team. Flash passes to Ward. Clock at 6. Pass to Flash. Off target with his 3. Doing pretty well at 46% from the floor. B, the pass to Bennett. Inside, it's tipped. One-on-one here. Here's Flash. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Number 17.
You want easy
Third
looks?
personal foul.
Don't allow the
First team
defense
foul.
to set up.
What a beautiful
line for
fast break
Vancouver.
opportunity, and the
Number 3.
finish pretty good.
At the line for 1.
It's a 7-point spread. Pass to Gaines. Here's B. Now Gaines. To the inside. Here's Banks. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
And here is Ross. Rebound by Gaines. Gaines has got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Flash. And they call the foul, so he's got the and-one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Defensive foul.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to be better defensively.
Vancouver, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Screen by Malone. And stolen by Bennett. Outside Banks. To the middle. Here's B. And they're unable to get the tying basket there.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Pass to Ward. And stolen by Bennett. Here's B. Gains the pass to Flash. Here's B. Shot clock at 5 to take the lead. Vancouver pulls it in.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Ross with a wide open look. And again, it's Vancouver missing.
And you know, it's almost as if he wore himself out with that performance in the last quarter. He hasn't had nearly the same kind of energy in this one.
Here is Gaines to tie it up. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Number 3.
Easy call.
First personal foul, 4th team foul. At the line for your home team.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 1. That one drops. He ties it up.
Well, this game has the feel that it could come down to the wire, so that is just the kind of success they need to have at the foul line.
Ross with it. Pass to Ward. From outside the arc. Connects from 3-point range.
3 points.
Ward's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Now here's Banks. 1:16 left here in the 4th quarter. Goes up to the stripe, and he hits the jump shot. Banks has got 22.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Now here's Ross. Knocked away. Banks dishes to Gaines.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
At the line for your home team, Gaines. Shooting 1.
That's good from Gaines.
Yeah, big play on the front end to finish, despite getting hacked there and big on the back end to hit the free throw.
Now a timeout called by Vancouver. There's 47 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Ross for 3. Rebounded by Flash.
And you can tell right there, the defense is totally fine with him shooting that. That's not his game. Well, put all that size to good use. Rip it off the backboard.
Can't afford any wasted possessions down the stretch.
I'll tell you, they'd better come up with some points on every possession from now on.
And they still have a foul to give at this point.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. Guys, what are their best options now?
This is where great coaching can pay dividends.
Well, this is a chance to take the lead, so you've got to draw up a play to make it happen.
.23 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Here's Banks. It's good!
That bucket was absolutely huge. A defensive stop now may just seal the deal.
Now a timeout called by Vancouver. Guys, what's your take on how they maximize their opportunities now?
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
What you want is to create a clean, high percentage look if that's at all possible.
There's 18 seconds left in the 4th. Now, Ross. Bullseye! And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. And talking about the approach now, what are they looking at?
And with under 2 seconds remaining, they need something quick. They don't have time for an extra pass here, but they want to try for a 3 off the inbound play and go for the win. Definitely doable.
They could win it. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. So it's Vancouver picking up the win. This win sets a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Owners, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Big Smooth.